welcome to another installment of the Fragments of Silicon Reviews. 4 reviews up this week. And yes, Petty, they're all reviews this week.
Hooray.
Though one appears to be pre-release, though they didn't have any embargo attached to it, so, we're doing it this week, provided Gollix shows back up. He kind of, he was here, then he disappeared. We presume he got pulled away to do something.
We'll find out if he shows up for his review.
Yeah. Anyway, so up first is Nullum. I'm assuming that's how that's pronounced. I mean, this isn't an actual word. So anyway, Nullum is a minimalist puzzle game. The goal is to eliminate all tiles by creating matching numbers. Simple enough premise. And yeah, aesthetically, this is definitely hitting that minimalist flair, as contradictory as that can be. But of course, just because you have a simple concept doesn't mean it's a simple game. Oh no, this puzzle game is not exceedingly complex. It never gets, outrageously elaborate, but, you definitely will see a build-up over the course of 40 levels. And the base goal does remain the same throughout. You've got to get rid of all the squares by making sure the numbers add up. And, you do that and, either you've got 2 matching or you have to add them up. And the puzzle is to figure out how to add up, 2 blocks properly. Now, there are a few twists along the way. Not amazing twists, and I think the game knew this because they show up fairly infrequently. In fact, the progression's kind of in defiance of normal puzzle game progression, especially modern puzzle games. That is to say, you'll go 10 rounds, 10 levels, whatever they define it as, going through a puzzle mechanic, and then the next 10 there'll be a new puzzle mechanic, and it'll go through that, etc., etc. But it's not done here. Is it? There are the 2 puzzle mechanics are there are blocks off to the side, and you've got to put them into the right place. The thing is, it's 2 blocks, so it's a 50-50 shot. And then the other mechanic is you've got to there's a question mark block. You've got to solve for X, which is definitely more difficult, but not too much more difficult, because honestly the numbers don't go high for the matching blocks from what I encountered. And that's it. That's all the variants you'll get. So this is not a puzzle game that's too worried about layering mechanics or gimmicks or what have you onto its core. They do provide a bit of the spice of life here, but it's pretty much WYSIWYG here. What you see is what you get. In terms of how difficult that eventually gets up to, it's hard to say. you will eventually have to add bigger sums of numbers. And also, you have to keep in the direction you put blocks into place will matter as well. Because there are times when you're going like, if you shove a block one way, you'll have a matching number, and you'll disappear those blocks instead of getting to the sum you want to get. Like, it's like overall, it's a fairly meaty challenge for your brain. Like, that, doesn't wear out, this game isn't too long. Like, I don't think it's too hard. It's a matter of either persistence or looking up a guide. Like, now, there's not too much in the way of guide material, but, I did find a YouTube guide for the entire puzzle set here. And it is worth noting, all the levels are handcrafted. There's no randomization. There's, which may have been a consideration to have made with the game here, maybe for a future sequel. But suffice it to say, if you learn a solution for a puzzle, it's going to remain the same. Now, whether or not you'll retain that, hard to say. Some people will be better apt to that than others. Like, I went through the entire game, but I'm not going to remember most of the solutions. Like, anyway, and that's about it. It's another one of these, not just minimalist puzzle games in terms of its aesthetics, it's in its form and function. Like, this is about the basest elements of a puzzle game you can get, while still maintaining some sort of cleverness. Nothing wrong with that, but again, there's just not a lot to it. Literally, it's 40 levels. Anyway, in terms of pricing, very, very, very affordable. 99 cents, $1. And yeah, I would buy that for $1. Yeah, it's like, even if it confounds your mind, it's $1. Once again, we're in the cup of coffee territory, so even if you're disappointed in it, like, how disappointed can you be? It's like, this is less than the cup of coffee I bought this morning. Like, or the bag of carrots I got today. Anyway, Petty, do you wish to add anything to the discussion here?
Not really. This is, a puzzle game.
Yeah. That about, it's a perfectly cromulent puzzle game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I like its gimmick well enough, but...
And yeah, I guess, like, the big major gimmick, I guess one of them is you can put your numbers wherever.
Yeah. Yeah, but, like I said, this is the first variant shift, if you will.
And I imagine there are probably others as the game progresses.
I mean, it's like, there's one other. That's what I was talking about. Like, it's like, the other one is basically solve for X. there's a question mark. You have to figure out what the right number is. So they did put a bit of algebra into this equation. You know, literally. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's about all I got on Nullum. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Petty Fan will be reviewing Despair Blood Curse.